So one thing I'd like to know, because I mean, Jordan Peters, who was your old coach before he stopped coaching, he's very much on progressive overload. He likes, to log lifts. He likes to just more reps, more weight. But probably gets to a point where that stimulus isn't as great. But then you've gone to like a complete polar opposite way of training with Milos. Because I filmed Jamie the Giant, I filmed Samson a few weeks ago. I stayed at his house, and obviously Milos athletes. And like I've seen the way they train high volume. I mean, they literally throw everything but the kitchen sink at that training. But it's a very different style to that kind of basic progressive overload style of free weights. Let's say Jordan Peters. So what was it like, that change in stimulus when you completely shifted that style of training?
Yeah, it's a great question. So, firstly, I don't believe there's a right and wrong way to do anything in fitness. I think there's a way that works for different people. Now, for me, what happened when I was doing the progressive overload is, because I'm really obsessed with progression, right? But the progression I'm obsessed with is the physique development, not how much weight I'm lifting. I want to progress the muscle. So the problem is when I was doing the progressive overload style, I'd have, for example, 3 plates on a chest press, and the next week my elbow would be hurting a little bit, but I'd know I've got to do more than 3 plates this week. And I'd do it, and my elbow would hurt a little bit more. And I was picking up a lot of injuries and a lot of niggles. And at the time, I just cracked on with it, and it was what I was doing, and I liked it, and I was enjoying it, and it was great. And at the time, I thought, I'm getting great results from this. But since changing, the results have skyrocketed. This works for me. So with the new type of training, because the philosophy is when you're doing this high volume type of training, it's train the fibers, not the joints. Okay. So for me, if you're doing a heavy chest press, 3-4 plates, how much is the pectoral actually taking? How much is the tricep taking? How much is the joint taking? I'm not sure of the numbers, but I know it's not all pectoral. Now, what I do in this would be quite good for the listeners if they want to try it, so I'll try and explain it. So with this type of setup, what I'm doing is, so for example, today I did chest. So I do 5 exercises. The first exercise, we did super slow, I call them drag reps. It's like super slow eccentrics, 6 seconds, super slow concentrics, 6 seconds, 2-second squeeze. And we put the clock on that for 2 minutes. Do it 3 times. Very slow in eccentric, very slow in concentric. And the second exercise, we work heavier, but we hold in the stretch. So I was doing incline chest press, 2 seconds in the stretch, 2 seconds in the stretch. And this next set, 3 seconds in the stretch. The next set, 5 seconds in the stretch. And then the third exercise, we did flies holding in the squeeze. Okay. And then the fourth exercise, we did kind of some hypertrophy lifting. And then the fifth exercise, super high reps, like 30 to 50 reps. And what I find is by training the muscle kind of in slow concentric, slow eccentric, the lengthened state, the shortened state, heavy and high volume, all within one session, you leave no stone unturned, and the muscle has absolutely no choice but to be taxed.
I can see why you and Milos like working together, because you sound like a bit of a training nerd like Milos. That's true. Literally, I can imagine Milos just giving this to you, and you're like, this is cool. I like this.
Oh, amazing.
I can see why. No, because you're really like you really understand. You because some people will do that style of training by a coach, by Milos, but they might not really understand it or retain the information. But you seem to understand it, and you kind of, that's what you enjoy training.